Wind is the movement of air from high to low pressure, and the stronger the high pressure system and low pressure systems are, and the difference between them, the faster the air movement.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
It's like a jet engine as soon as you open the door.
We measure wind speed and direction to help us learn how air is moving through the atmosphere. This data helps us understand when new air masses are entering a region and makes us better at predicting the future weather. On Mount Washington, we have to build our own anemometers that can withstand strong winds and heavy icing to measure the wind. No other instruments other than our own will work in these conditions.
On Mount Washington, we are known for our high winds, and on average, we do see winds around 35 miles an hour. While that may be average up on Mount Washington, it is actually fairly strong for down in lower elevations, enough to cause damage and possibly even power outages. And while we do have 35 miles an hour average winds, we do frequently see winds sustained over hurricane force, which would be over 74 miles an hour throughout the year.
Oh, good. I shut again. All right, so let's open it up. Ears are gonna pop in just about a second.
Mount Washington has seen our highest wind gust of 231 miles an hour, set back in April 12th of 1934. Mount Washington has such strong winds for a variety of reasons, one of which being where we are situated. So we are in the northeast, which does see many low pressure systems track overhead, which is going to enhance our chance of having high winds. We are also very high in elevation. We're at 6,288 feet, which puts us closer to the top of the troposphere, which is where weather is kind of bundled down into the troposphere. So wind going through the top of our mountain range and the tropopause, which is going to be that lid to weather, is going to be accelerated through, similar to you putting your thumb on a hose and having less room for that water to go through. Wind is accelerated overhead on Mount Washington. We also have our prevailing winds coming out of the west, and so there are actually several mountain ranges that lead to Mount Washington, which cause a funneling effect from the winds moving in from the west and being funneled right up to our mountain. Wind is measured by the weather instrument called an anemometer, and we have several different anemometers on the summit of Mount Washington, one of which being our R.M. Young anemometer, which has a propeller, and this is similar to the 3-cup anemometer that is typically used in lower elevations, and it is measuring rotations of that propeller in a certain amount of time, and that will give us our wind speeds. So this is great for small fluctuations in wind and also lower wind speeds. We also have our pitot tube anemometer, which is heated, unlike the R.M. Young, and so can stay up in more of those harsh conditions and is able to capture wind speeds year-round. Our wind data is being constantly collected throughout the day, and for every hourly observation, we report out our 2-minute average for the observation, as well as a peak gust within those 10 minutes of the observation. And then throughout the day, we also do hourly average wind speeds, as well as a peak gust for the day.